no parachute, we're flying straight to the sun. They're in the crowd, taking the throne, a king to the jungle, hungry wild animals. No more hesitating, we're legends in the making. Gravity escaping, light speed breaking. Let's keep elevating, let's keep elevating. One for the money, two for the show. So buckle up, there's no telling where we're gonna go. A glory and fame, a silver and gold. So call us outlaws, leave the fortune for the bold. No more hesitating, we're legends in the making. Gravity escaping, light speed breaking. Let's keep elevating. Let's keep elevating. Oh yeah. A 5-4, a 3-2-1. We're gonna fly. We're headed straight for the sun. 5-4, a 3-2-1. We're gonna fly straight for the sun. No more hesitating. We're legends in the making. Gravity escaping, light speed breaking. Let's keep elevating. Let's keep elevating. Let's keep elevating. Let's keep elevating. It's explosive. You can't control this, no. I got metal running through my bones, a resurrection like a ghost. Hurricane, go ahead and blow. Where you could keep your white flag, I'll never fold. A shadow on the battlefield, a survivor never yield. A thunder, go ahead and shade. Don't run from the storm when I feel the rain. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. I got a fever in my blood, a falling embers from above. I feel the heat when the pressure blows, a wildfire that you can't control. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. With every beat on my heart, I'll be the light in the dark. You can't control this, I'm explosive. You can't control this, it's 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 explosive.
Racing isn't easy. but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Our family started RVing a few years ago, and when I think about all those campfires and fishing trips and sporting events, these are memories that are going to last a lifetime. I want to help others do the same thing. Hi, I'm Kevin Smith, General Manager at the all-new CLICKIT RV in Milton Freewater. People in this community are very familiar with this location and the great service they've always received. So the biggest question we get is, where is Keith? The great news is, Keith is still here.
I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen a lot of things come and go. Through all the changes that we have seen, one thing that has not changed for us is the quality of our service.
Buying an RV is a big purchase, but it should be a fun and happy experience. So whether it be in sales or service or parts, our mission is simple: be the best. From our team here at CLICKIT RV in Milton Freewater, we invite you to come down and experience the difference.
Looking to the inside of Turner, trying to make it 3 wide down the back straightaway, nearly does.
Last night the track was very slick. You know, we had 2 good grooves.
But anyway, just another some of that.
There's people in the stands. That means there's people watching.
LSRTV and Siren Sports welcome you to coverage of the Northwest Truck Series, presented by CLICKIT RV. The playoffs roll on, the penultimate race of the season and the final race in the round of 8. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. Welcome to coverage of the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I am Wesley Outland. I'll be on the play-by-play call tonight solo, as Jason Rockefeller, Terry Radford, nobody, Cody Deemers, nobody available to join me in the booth tonight, so I'll be calling this race by myself. Charles Wooten is running the boards as always, and we welcome you to coverage here this evening from, again, the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We're ready to go here in Sim City. These drivers have been thrashing all year long, and now it's coming down to the final 2 races of the year. Tonight, Las Vegas, the drivers will go 200 miles, 134 laps, as we get ready to show you real quickly the point standings leading in to tonight's event. You see the drivers now that are on the outside looking in. Dan West Jr., Toby Ritters, Sean Brightsman, and Jeff Stabnow need to win the race to at least make it into the final 4. If you're not, then you can at least punch the ticket in for the guys that are at the top right now. Dennis Moore and Ryan Bloom, who have won races, obviously. Ryan Bloom was down at the bottom. He was able to make his way in to the Championship 4 finale for next week at Auto Club. From last week's event. Dennis Moore won the opening 2 races of the playoff in the round of 8. And, of course, now ready to see if Devin West and Kevin Smith can hold on by virtue of points. But all these other drivers desperately trying to find a way to get in. And you're going to keep an eye on those drivers, at least in the 8th, as you look at the top 20 of the point standings. Real quickly, let's take a look at the HuntTheFront.tv race analysis for tonight's event. 1 fast repair, 100% fuel load, and 3 tire sets. There is 3 attempts at a green-white checker for overtime if need be. This event is 200 miles, 134 laps. Halfway will be lap number 68. And again, that is presented by HuntTheFront.tv. Let's take a look at the Kaufman Creative weather conditions on the bottom right of the monitor. It's air temp at 68, track temp at 69. This race starting in dusk. It'll be under the lights when the race finishes at night. Wind speed at 10 miles an hour, partly cloudy conditions as we set the stage for this race. Some of these drivers working on the racetrack right now trying to qualify. Here is Devin West, the Shelton, Washington driver. Currently 3rd in the point standings. But right now, seeing what he'll be able to do to put a lap down around the racetrack. As qualifying just getting started. By the way, the legend Frank Harris, his Ford number 11 already at the top of the board. 30.425, 30.425 seconds. That's the time to beat right now. And Frank Harris looking at a really good, strong run, but not anymore. It looks like coming to the line, Devin West going to be the new quick man. There he goes, 30.242, 30.242 for Devin West, and he will now be your new fast qualifier. Carl Burke, good to see Carl Burke back on the schedule on the circuit with us again. Missed a couple of weeks, so another driver in the 53 Chevrolet. Nice looking citrus squeeze machine down the back stretch. Definitely different than the usual colors that we have him in. Right now, Devin West, Frank Harris, Roy Grande, Dennis Moore, Stephen Bartlett currently your top 5. Qualifying continues on here at the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Remember, next week the championship will be decided, and those 4 drivers will battle it out at the Auto Club Speedway. Here comes Toby Ritters. The CLICKIT RV Bomb Speed Win Racing Chevrolet. And this is a driver that needs to either have a good points night, being consistent, or a win, as he is right now number 6. Number 6 with the point standings tied with Dan West Jr. Sean Brightsman, Jeff Stabnow joining those drivers in the top 8, bottom 4 for the championship. As right now we watch Toby Ritters work his way around the racetrack into turn number 3 and 4, coming to the line here at the Tribal at the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Toby Ritters coming to the line. Let's see what will end up as Dan West Jr. just put down new fast time. Dan West Jr., father, son on the front row right now. And Toby Ritters going to have to crack the top 10. Toby Ritters, 32.046 seconds. Kevin Smith, another driver on the gun. The boss of Win Racing. Needs to have a good qualifying run, needs to have a good race to try to put himself into the championship for. He is, of course, right now in the number 4 spot. He wants to hold on to that spot, at least to advance. And right now, wait to see Kevin Smith trying to get up to speed here. Jeff Stabnow, number 8 seed in the playoffs. No tomorrow for the 24 to Billings, Montana. Jeff Stabnow on the gas, ready to qualify. In the LSRTV CRN 4K Ford, the Ultra HD 4K entry. And Jeff Stabnow on the clock. Let's see what he can do right now. Dan West Jr., Devin West, front row. William Fletcher just cracked the top 3, 30.360. Toby Ritters, Frank Harris now the top 5. Jeff Stabnow trying a different line here at Las Vegas, up on the top of the safer barrier. And Dropping now down below the apron. He's going to have to really pick it up. Jeff Stabnow, first lap. Good enough for 13th. He's at the bottom of the barrel. 32.460. 32.460. 2 seconds off the speed of the fast qualifier. 32.10. Jeff Stabnow. Will this be the money lap in qualifying? And here comes Jeff coming down to the line. Looks like he's a little bit faster to the stripe. Is he there? 32.75. Good enough for 4th. Climbed from 13th to 4th, 11 spots to put himself in to the top 5 in qualifying outside row number 2. Sean Brightsman, here comes the Billings, or the driver originally from Puyallup, Washington, now from Tucson, Arizona, the land of cactus, in the Brights Boutique LSRTV Toyota. The teal, green, and white machine. Did what he needed to do Wednesday night to punch himself into the championship four for the Northwest CLICKIT RV Fixed Series. And now Sean Brightsman trying to get up to speed here. Ryan Bloom, final qualifier, winner last week, obviously. Sean Brightsman, Jeff Stabnow, 7 and 8 in the scoring standings. In seeding, they need to crack the top 4. 2 spots are already taken thanks to Dennis Moore and Ryan Bloom, winner last week at Kentucky. To the line, white flag in the air for qualifying, 31.222. He's gonna have to pick it up. He's up all the way in last. And what we've noticed is the second lap is always quicker than the first. Hence, Jeff Stabnow, 13th, climbed all the way to 4th. Sean Brightsman coming to the line, checker flag this time by 31.221, lap 1. Sean Brightsman, will he climb the ladder? He will, behind Jeff Stabnow. 5th for the 46. 30.339 seconds. Here comes Ryan Bloom. The Boise State Broncos, CLICKIT RV, Win Racing, Bomb Speed 25. Winner last week, Ryan Bloom. Looking much faster on his first lap than anyone else. Let's see where Ryan Bloom was, 31.141. Lap 1, lap number 2, he's got the speed. To the line, Ryan Bloom, full 6th. 30.346 seconds. That's how close qualifying is, ladies and gentlemen. 32.10 to a 38.86 the entire field. And that will wrap up qualifying here. As any other takers, any other late entries. Right now, it looks like we got 15 drivers signed in, ready to go for this event here tonight. Obviously, the numbers, less than 20, and that's kind of disappointing, but I think this will be a very exciting race here, no doubt, at the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And with that being said, qualifying is done. The field is gritting. Penultimate race of the season, ready to go in Sim City. Starting lineup on the pole looks like this. Father, son from Shelton, Washington. Dan West Jr. in the double nickel, and in the 5, Devin West, row 1. Row 2, Kevin Smith, the Walla Walla, Washington driver in Billings, Montana. Jeff Stabnow, row 2. Row number 3, Sean Brightsman and Ryan Bloom. By the way, row 2, row 3, Win Racing and LSRTV drivers. William Fletcher in the 28. Toby Ritter's right there alongside. Clifford needs a solid run in the top 5. And row number 10, or row 5 in the top 10, Frank Harris. And good to see Roy Grande back in the house again in the 18. Row 6, Stephen Paulison and Dennis Moore. Whatever happens tonight, he knows he's in the championship race. He'll start 12th. Row number 7, Carl Berg, the legend, and Brett Johnson down alongside. Had some really good races as of late for finishes. And Stephen Bartlett, the 39, will fire off inside row number 8. At your starting lineup, as these drivers will get ready to go into position. By the way, welcome to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV, CRN. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. We are CRN.com, 87.9 FM in the North Carolina broadcast area. And everybody getting ready to go into position here is looking to get into producing or announcing. Message us today at livesimracing.com or Facebook. As these drivers get ready to get in the mindset for this virtual ride around the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 200 miles, 134 laps. So much riding on this race. Moving into Auto Club. Dan West Jr. on the outside looking in. He's 5th. Son Devin is 3rd. Jeff Stabnow 8th. Kevin Smith on 4th in the points. Very big contenders all up in the front here battling. As we settle in for the official green flag, as right now, there you see it on the quick start as the field is pacing to the green flag. You see the scoring ticker. See the gray, they're the drivers that are just here to race. They'd love to get a win. It's optional. Driver in green, drivers in green, Ryan Bloom, Dennis Moore. They're going to the championship 4 next week at Auto Club. Drivers in red on the outside looking in. Behind 4th. That's 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Drivers in blue are right now in the transfer. That includes Kevin Smith and Dan West Jr. Ready to come to the line. Green flag in the air. It's go time. Devin West, I'm in. Underway here at virtual Las Vegas. And quickly, Dan West Jr. powering to the top spot. He'll go to the lead. Kevin Smith down on the bottom. Devin West up high behind that. They worked their way off the corner. And Devin West now way off the pace. Something happened to him as he worked off turn 4. Losing momentum, is almost getting bonsaied by the field. Losing 5, 6 spots, maybe more. Devin West all the way, falling back. And Dan West leads the opening lap here. Understand that these trucks have been having some handling issues all night long in the practice sessions. Keep an eye on that as they work their way across the line now. 2 laps into this race. Dan West Jr. leading the way. There's Sean Brightsman. Couple of drivers in red. That means they're at the bottom of the top 4 for the championship 4. They're going to do any and everything they can to put themselves in that win column. That light red can go green if they can punch their ticket in for the win tonight. Already joining Ryan Bloom and Dennis Moore. Three wide already. Dennis Moore in the middle. Frank Harris on the bottom. Devin West up high. Toby Ritter's now under attack by Fletcher on his inside. And they work their way back to the starting line. To the bottom of the apron goes Harris. Fletcher will follow. All this going on as they work their way back into corner number 1 and 2. Dan West Jr., the man in the top spot of the 55. Works his way down the Nellis straightaway. Nellis Air Force Base across the way from the racetrack. The dirt track at Las Vegas Motor Speedway also there. And we got problems. Devin West, hold on to it, buddy. And he's into the safer barrier. Almost turns in front of Paulison. Drives into the grass. Damage on the number 5. And we will still stay green as Devin West not having a good night. Here's a replay of what just happened to the 5. Devin West handling gone on his machine, trying to go 3 wide in the middle. Toby Ritter's up on the outside. Ryan Bloom comes piling in on the bottom. Pulls up in front of Ritters. Ritters drifts up in front of Devin West. Got wiggled, got loose. Fletcher got sideways alongside. And then all the while, everyone else bonsais to miss the 5 as he slams the safer barrier. Splits in front of Paulison. And meanwhile, we still stay green with Dan West Jr. in a hornet's nest. Here comes Win Racing's Kevin Smith. The boss, a 0-0 to the lead. Into turn number 3 and 4, Dan West Jr. looking for the lead on the bottom. Kevin Smith, can he get there? Give that lead to the 0-0 now. Kevin Smith, Dan West Jr. early going right there alongside one another. And now Ryan Bloom comes to the party. Sean Brightsman up on the outside. Dennis Moore, Toby Ritters trying to crack the top 5. Look at this gaggle of traffic working off the lead pack out of 4. Throw a blanket over them. Drivers in red on the outside of the top 4. In the playoffs, they need to get green, or at least climb into 3rd or 4th in the standings. And by the way, with Devin West, the number 3 spot, having a bad night so far, Devin West is out. Just getting word, Devin West is out of this race in the 5. Devin West, I'm sorry, I was told timing and scoring, Devin West was out. Here he comes back on track, but he's 2 laps down. First truck and the only truck a lap down in the race, Devin West. And by the way, number 3 seed right there. Heartbreak for Devin West in the 5. Roy Grande is on pit road now, the 18 behind the wall. Charles, why did it pop up on the screen for just a minute to say he was out, then he's 2 laps down, bud?
So the reasoning how the timing works and why we saw him out and then not out is if you're in pit road for too many laps, in this case 2 laps, it will mark you as out of the race. If you come back and then it shows you how many laps, and you can see now he's marked as in the pits. And if he stays there too long, he'll be out, but he's actually leaving the pits now.
And right now, Devin West 3 laps down. Roy Grande entered the pit lane. He's 1 lap down. If a caution was to come out, he'd get the free pass, if you will. Devin West now 4 laps down. This is heartbreak for the Shelton, Washington driver. He was number 3 coming into this race. Dan West Jr., his father, though, number 5 seed, working in now to the top spot. He's the man that leads the way. Sean Brightsman right there and behind him in the 46. That's the split 3 wide. Here comes Jeff Stab now up the middle. More to the outside. Contact's made. Here comes Harris back to the inside. Paulson will follow. And these drivers now battle back into 3. All this great action going on now as they work their way back into the corner. Lap number 12 of 134 laps. Just getting started. Contact. Dennis Moore, number 1 seed, gets into Harris. Dennis Moore, nothing to lose. He knows he's punched his ticket to the race. Next Monday night for the championship finale. Moore, Harris battled 7th and 8th. Ritter's up the racetrack on the outside. And they work their way now at 120 to 14 in. Your leader, Dan West Jr. And look at all this great racing going on behind them. There's Dan West Jr., Ryan Bloom, Sean Brightsman, Kevin Smith, Jeff Stab now, trying to flip-flop those spots as they work their way back to the corner, to the backstretch into turn number 3. Bloom on the bottom. That's Ryan Bloom in the 25. He's in green. Winner last week, if you remember, to punch his ticket into the Championship 4 finale. There's Ritters. And here we go, right back again with Harris and Moore. 7th, 8th. Paulison watches along. Quick stat. Besides Devin West, who's 5 laps down in back in last, the top 7 for the championship points are right there in the top 7 on the racetrack in red and green and blue. Dan West Jr. needing to win this race. Sean Brightsman needing to win this race. Jeff Stabnow definitely needing to win this race. He lost 2 positions in the playoff seedings last week. He fell from number 6 to now number 8 with 24. Ryan Bloom was on the back. He raced his way back in. He raced his way back into the championship 4 last week. He was on the outside looking in 6th. The 25 was able to get the win. And right now, Dan West Jr. holding on to the lead. There's Brightsman. There's Stabnow. That's Team LSRTV, by the way. 1, 2, 3. Win Racing 4, 5, 6, and 7. With Bloom, Smith, Ritters, Moore. By the way, that ticker up on the top is the logo for LSRTV in yellow. There's not a caution. If you see the lap 19 of 134 ticker change colors to yellow, then you'll know that we have a caution. Our new highlighter yellow color to stand out, if you will. Brian Bloom inside, battling Stabnow. This is for 4th and 3rd. And there's the top 6 right there with one another as they work their way past the line, working down lap number 20. Quickly underway in this event. Hard to believe we just dropped the green rag not even 5 minutes ago. Hey, you got a league or a special event coming up, even during the winter months, contact us today and get a quote. LiveSimRacingTV.com. We've already got a couple of Winter Series leagues going on. If you want to add yours, contact them today and find out how. Dan West Jr. continuing to hold on to that top spot. Sean Brightsman, Jeff Stabnow, top 3 drivers in red. Why? Because they're outside the championship 4. Ryan Bloom, Kevin Smith is your top 5. That's the way it works as they come off of turn 4, coming back to the tribal. Dan West Jr. working his way back around the racetrack. Laps continuing to tick on here. Dan West Jr. trying to put himself into another opportunity to race for a championship. Dan West Jr. 6th on the all-time stats list. As many as 274th Northwest start tonight, including 44 poles, 45 wins, 146 top 5s, 210 top 10s, and another stat that I also told him last week that he wasn't even paying attention to. He leads the Northwest drivers on record of over 7,000 laps led. Our aerial coverage for tonight's race at Vegas brought to you by LSRTV, your home for sim racing. 110 laps to go. Now you see Kevin Smith trying to get alongside Jeff Stabnow. He's up on the outside. Ryan Bloom watching all this unfold. Bloom and Moore in green. They're going to the championship race. finale next week at Auto Club. And it's very simple. It's just like the Cup Series or the National NASCAR events at Phoenix that wrapped up last week. If you win and you're the highest finishing of the 4 drivers, you win the championship. It's that simple. You don't have to win the race. Winning the race is a bonus. You just got to be the first car with the green bar to punch your ticket in. And right now, Dan West Jr. continuing to hit his marks. He leads the way. Sean Brightsman on the number 2 spot. Kevin Smith is 3rd. Stab down, Moore, Bloom, top 5. On Bloom on the outside, both trucks in green are drivers that have moved their way into the race. And they're falling back, and that's fine. They could blow up, they could crash. They don't want to do that. But if anything bad happens to them, it's okay. They're going to the finish. They go into to the finale next week. Watch out, Ryan Bloom battling alongside Toby Ritters. Stephen Paulison right there, a long battle with Frank Harris. All this going on the outside lane. Back straightaway into turn number 3. Ooh, little contact there. Frank Harris trying to get alongside Ryan Bloom. Almost got into him. They'll hold it together as they work their way back into the corner into 1 and 2 again. Harris opens the door to Bloom alongside as they work their way into the Nellis back straightaway. The Nellis straightaway. Here at Vegas right now, Dan West Jr. Kevin Smith just got around Brightsman, by the way, for 2nd spot. Brightsman not done, though. Trying to battle back on the outside is on below the aprons, Kevin Smith. And Dan West Jr. under attack for the lead, possibly, as they work to 1. Dan West Jr. up high. Here comes Kevin Smith to the inside. Sean Brightsman now, door to door with a 0-0. The back straightaway, Stab now watches all this going on into 3. Closing in on 100 laps to go. So far, no yellow flags as they're battling hard for the lead now. Dan West Jr. needs a win. Kevin Smith needs a win, but he's already in by points in 4th. Dan West Jr. losing ground to Kevin Smith, new leader, 0-0. Sean Brightsman back down to the inside. He'll follow below the bottom of the white line as here comes Stab down to close it 2. Right now you have Smith and Team LSRTV trying to run down the Win Racing driver. Kevin Smith right now looking to punch his ticket in. If he can get it done, Kevin Smith. 11th on the all-time list. His 189th start tonight in the Northwest Racing Series. That includes 37 poles, 6 career wins, 33 top 5s, and 77 top 10s. He's led close to 1,600 laps in his career as well. And guess what? The 0-0 is right back in front again. Smith, West, Brightsman, Moore, Stab now, top 5, Stab now. Now getting some company from Dennis Moore down to the inside. Back into the corner again, off of 2. Getting ready to hit the Nellis straightaway. Dennis Moore trying to clear. Jeff Stab now. Jeff will power along side. And the 24 and the 44. Right there, door to door with one another. They work their way down to the start-finish line, side by side as 100 laps remain. 34 laps in. Green flag. We'll pause for 10 seconds of network identification. We'll also go side by side, and we'll be back with more coverage from Las Vegas, the penultimate race of the playoffs in the Northwest Truck Series.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection. If we fix your foundation and you mention Race On Texas, you will get a 1-year free subscription to the All Access Pass.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
At CLICKIT RV, we know there's a lot of heritage and history at this location. RV sales and service has been part of this community for decades. We knew there was an incredible opportunity here, but to see where we've come in just a year is incredible. None of it would be possible without the patronage and support from this community. So whether it be a more convenient and accessible service drive, a fully stocked parts department, or this amazing sales facility, what drives this team daily is making sure our customers leave here with the best possible experience.
Back here at the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway, closing in on lap number 40 of the race. I'm Wesley Outland, solo tonight. Charles Witten working on the broadcast production. And the penultimate race of the season tonight, the round of 8 final. One driver, if they're in blue or red, can punch their ticket in to the Championship 4, joining Dennis Moore and Ryan Bloom next Monday night at Auto Club Speedway. Full field rundown as it stands right now, 40 laps into it of 134. 94 laps to go. Kevin Smith is the leader. Dan West Jr. is in second spot. Lurking on the lap machine of Devin West, by the way. Sean Brightsman third. Dennis Moore fourth. Jeff Stabnow the top 5. Toby Ritters is 6th. Stephen Paulison is 7th. Frank Harris is 8th. Brett Johnson 9th. Ryan Bloom, your top 10. Carl Burke is 11th. 12th is Stephen Bartlett. William Fletcher is 13th, 1 lap down. Roy Grande is 1 lap down. And 14th, Devin West amongst this battle with the leaders is 5 laps down. Now 4 laps down in the top 15. And pit stops as Carl Burke comes on pit road. .53 on pit lane. Right now we watch all these drivers working their way around the racetrack so far, clean and green. No caution yet. But real quickly though, let's take a look at the Virginia811.com race summary. 3 lead changes so far here in Vegas. No cautions. And obviously no caution laps yet. 43 laps into it when they come to the line this time by. Dennis Moore, Sean Brightsman. Ryan Bloom on pit road. Might be trying to go for the undercut on the other leaders, including boss Kevin Smith, Ryan Bloom. I was honestly thinking they could probably go about 60 laps or so on a fuel run. Stephen Bartlett back on pit road again. And now only 9 trucks on the lead lap. That's it. Brett Johnson in on pit road. Maybe they can only go about 40, 45, 50 laps on a fuel run, actually. Or they're going for the undercut like we expressed. All this going on with pit stops continuing now, and here comes now, oh my, Brightsman and Dan West Jr. on pit road. Here comes also Stephen Paulison. Frank Harris joining them on pit road. Green flag pit stops on lap number 45. Dan West Jr., Sean Brightsman, teammate, going to their pit boxes. Frank Harris sideways into his pit box. They're still going to let him pit. Here comes the pit leader. Here comes the leader, Kevin Smith, coming on pit road. Here comes everyone behind him. Dennis Moore, Toby Ritters, Jeff Stabnow, Dan West Jr. on pit exit. The whole cavalry just pitted. Kevin Smith in pit box, number 3. Ford tires and fuel. So is Jeff Stabnow right behind him. Toby Ritters. As the jacks drop, here comes the cavalry. Dennis Moore off pit road. Kevin Smith, his teammate, will follow. Ritters will follow. Stabnow out 3rd. It looks like he got in front of Ritters, but they're going to say Ritters got it. Green flag pit stops underway. Man, I can't believe this. Kevin Smith came on to pit road as the leader. He leaves pit road as the leader, but not for long. As here comes Dan West Jr. flying by, bottom left. New leader in the 55 again. But perfect strategy for guys like Kevin Smith, Dennis Moore, Sean Brightsman, Toby Ritters. Right there, it's just Jeff Stabnow. Oh my, Jeff Stabnow back on pit road again. This isn't good for the Billings, Montana driver. We'll check in with Charles Wooten in a moment to find out what the call is, why he had to pit again. He might be a penalty. We'll find out. No work being done on the 24. Heartbreak for Jeff Stabnow. I think he just had to take a penalty. Charles Wooten, what you got for us?
All right, so he just got back. Yes, that was a penalty. Didn't have time to ask him what the penalty was, but probably speeding on pit road to be my guess, but it was a penalty.
Penalty for Jeff Stabnow. Wow. And he'll now be mired a lap down along with teammate Devin West, multiple laps down. He got a couple of laps back, by the way. He's only 3 laps down now. All this hot racing going on now back inside the top 5. This is Dan West Jr. back to the lead, and behind him it's a hornet's nest as Kevin Smith down to the inside, going after Dan West Jr. He's got Dennis Moore to the inside as well. Sean Brightsman 3 wide. Monkey in the middle says Dennis Moore. He says, I don't want to be a part of this battle. And he goes back to the top shelf. 3 wide for just a moment as now Sean Brightsman makes the outside lane work and clears by him. Closing in on just 50 laps now into it. Green flag pit stops just wrapping up. Everybody in. Now back single file, top 4. Dan West Jr. in the lead. Back to the turn 4 area, back to the tribal, below the apron, goes everybody below the line, little flag stand. And all this happening now, of course, with still Dan West Jr., Sean Brightsman, Kevin Smith, Dennis Moore. Toby Ritter's your top 5. Other drivers in playoff contention, Ryan Bloom is back to 10th or 9th. Jeff Stabnow 1 lap down with a pass-through penalty on pit road for an EOL. And Devin West, who was number 3 in the points coming into the 9th race in seeding, is now 3 laps down in 15th. Just had a wild start to the race. The only scare of the night was when Devin West slammed the outside safer barrier off of turn number 4, came back down to the bottom of the racetrack, about tagged Frank Harris and Paulison. They were able to miss him, and since then, since then, Devin West has faltered, and he's back on pit road again. Devin West not even in sequence with anybody else, and he's just right now coming down pit road again. There might be another pit stop going for an undercut on these guys again. All that work he made getting a couple of laps back are gone, as he's now going to go probably 4 or 5 laps or more down again. Carl Burke back on pit road. Jeff Stabnow joining Stephen Bartlett is 1 lap down. If the caution was to come out, the free pass would be given to Stephen Bartlett unless he was the cause of the caution. And then it would go to Jeff Stabnow. Single file they are right now, top 4. There are the leaders working off the corner, closing in on 10 laps this time by to halfway in this race. Dan West Jr. continuing to hit his marks. He's the man leading the way in the 55. Sean Brightsman in P2. Kevin Smith, Dennis Moore, Toby Ritter's top 5. Ritter's with about 5 seconds back behind the front pack of those trucks, right there nestled by almost 3/4 of a second. 1/4 of a second, actually. One wrong slip by anybody, they're going to capitalize on it. There you see just a little glimpse coming across the line now is the driver, Toby Ritter's. Top 4 starting to run away with it now. Sean Brightsman under attack now. Kevin Smith inside. Dennis Moore right there in tow. On the tailgate, passing Paulison. All this going on as they work their way back to the corner. "60 laps on the board next time by. They're on the Nellis straightaway. Dan West Jr. Back to the top spot. Over 7,000 laps led in his Northwest career. Sean Brightsman right there behind him. He's in second. 2-time Truck Series champion, by the way. Dan West Jr.'s done it. Sean Brightsman in the P2 spot. Picked up a win to advance to the Championship 4 in the Wednesday Series for the Northwest CLICKIT RV Fix program. He'll go to Auto Club and battle for the championship in 2 weeks. And right now, Sean Brightsman, 7th on the all-time in the point, 7th. Needing a win to secure his spot. Sean Brightsman 2nd on the all-time win list of start number 391 tonight, to go along with 26 poles, 74 wins, 219 top 5s, 283 top 10s. He's also led close to 5,700 laps leading into this race tonight. And Sean Brightsman right now in second. 74th win came last Wednesday, as I mentioned, in the Northwest Fix Series event. Don't forget their penultimate race of the season will be this Wednesday night, also at Las Vegas. Don't forget also about the new launch of the new Super Speedway Series. We'll have that on Wednesday night before we go racing with the Northwest CLICKIT RV Fix Setup Series penultimate race and the round of 8 finale. Race number 3 in the round of 8 finale will be at Las Vegas, same place, same time, same networks, Wednesday night. Dan West Jr., Sean Brightsman, doing exactly what they need to do to put themselves in contention to possibly punch their ticket into the championship 4. Devin West, a bad night, the number 3 seed, back a handful of laps down in 14th. Jeff Stabdown hit with a speeding penalty on pit road for an EOL. He was already under the gun coming into the night as the number 8 seed. He is now 1 lap down in 12th. Stephen Bartlett in front of him is the first truck a lap down in the 39. There you see him right there. Just trying to hang on and salvage a decent finish for the 39. Drivers continuing to battle for that spot. And look at them all in tandem for the lead. Dan West Jr. continuing to stay in that top spot. Working this time by down the Nellis straightaway. They'll come to the cross flags this time around. And we will be halfway when they come to the stripe. 68 laps down, 67 laps to go. Again, we'll go side by side. We're back with more in a moment as we watch this battle continuing between the top 5. It heats up here at the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The final race in the round of 8 of the Northwest Truck Series playoffs.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
At CLICKIT RV, we know there's a lot of heritage and history at this location. RV sales and service has been part of this community for decades. We knew there was an incredible opportunity here, but to see where we've come in just a year is incredible. None of it would be possible without the patronage and support from this community. So whether it be a more convenient and accessible service drive, a fully stocked parts department, or this amazing sales facility, what drives this team daily is making sure our customers leave here with the best possible experience.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection. If we fix your foundation and you mention Race on Texas, you will get a 1-year free subscription to the All Access Pass.
Well, as you notice, when we go side by side, after they were single file, now they decide to go side by side. And turn up the wick on lap number 72 of 134 laps. So far, green flag racing here in Barnstable, Sim City. Wesley Outland back here with you, solo tonight. Kevin Smith right there battling with Dan West Jr. for the lead. Backstretch off the Nellis straightaway, going to 3. Dan West Jr. up high. Brightsman now clears him. He clears by Moore. They work their way back to the corner out of turn 4. If we continue to stay into this green flag run, around lap 90 to 100, we'll start seeing another round of green flag pit stops, and they will be the money stop of the race, no doubt. Top 5 right there in tow with one another. They've been that way. Dennis Moore gives a shot to Brightsman. Got him loose out of 4. Brightsman up. Got it back going again. Dennis Moore backed off. That's about the best action we've seen so far in this battle with this trucks in tandem. By the way, while we were under commercial break, side by side, Jeff Stabdown got around Stephen Bartlett in the 39. So if the caution was to come out, Jeff Stabdown would go back on the lead lap in the 24. He is praying for caution. He just doesn't want to be a part of it. Sean Brightsman, Dennis Moore. Right there, side by side. That's the battle continuing for 3rd and 4th. And while that goes on, Smith and Dan West Jr. pulling away. Charles, you got an update on 1 lap down? Jeff Stabdown closing in on lap 100.
You know, well, not so much as an update as, you know, I was sitting there mulling it over. I don't think Jeff Stabdown is really in a bad spot. He is if we don't get a caution. But if we get a caution, where do you think that caution is going to come from? You've got two of his teammates and 2 of the guys in front of him. You got Moore and Sean Brightsman. You got Dan West Jr. and Kevin Smith battling. So if there's a caution, there's a very high likelihood it's going to come from one of them, which are his people he's trying to battle with to get into the final 4. So he gets his lap back and 2 of his competitors potentially out of this race if it is between one of these 4, as it's really the only battles on track. So if we get a caution, he could be sitting pretty good.
Very solid point and observation there for the man 11th. 1 lap down, Jeff Stabdown. Well, that goes on. Dennis Moore and Sean Brightsman. And there's the leaders. Kevin Smith and Dan West Jr. continuing to stay in the 1 and 2 spot. And they have pulled away from Moore and Brightsman. In the last 5 laps, the biggest game we've seen margin-wise from these guys, because they were right there tight-knit with one another as they worked their way after those green flag pit stops. There's Moore. Moore and Brightsman, they still continue to battle side by side. You've been 80 laps. When they come to the line, caution-free. Pit window will open in the next 10 to 20 laps for what could be the money stops. Sean Brightsman, boy, a little high there off of that corner with Moore. And they'll fan back out single file again. Battle for the lead. Dan West Jr. trying to get back around Kevin Smith. Race summary presented by Virginia811.com. Call before you dig, and there it is. So far, the biggest thing we've been watching is lead changes. No cautions. No caution laps, obviously. 5 lead changes and possibly now 6. Here comes Dan West Jr. ready to pile it in now on lap 82. Down Manila straightaway, they go into the corner into turn number 3. Kevin Smith trying to hold his line. Kevin Smith in blue. Dan West Jr. in red. Kevin Smith higher. And of course, Dan West Jr. Kevin Smith is the number 4 seed. Dan West Jr., the number 5 seed. You ever heard the analogy, and us use the expression, every point, every position matters? No doubt, especially in this final race of the round of 8. On board with the Shelton, Washington driver. By the way, Carl Work out, Roy Grande on pit road. Several laps down. Dan West Jr. 5. Stephen Bartlett a lap down. Jeff Stabnow a lap down outside the top 10. 10 trucks on the lead lap. If we were to get a late race caution, because we are approaching triple digits, lap 100, Jeff Stabnow would get the lap back. However, green flag pit stops are also looming. Within the next 15 laps, the pit window is going to open up. I say between lap 90 to 100. And the question is, who will go for the undercut? The battle now for third continues. Dennis Moore, Sean Reitzman. It's magical in Sim City. One lap it's Moore, next lap it's Breitzman. Breitzman holding his own in the outside lane by himself. Dennis Moore powering on the bottom, giving each other plenty of room to race. Put it on the clinic now, lap number 85 of 134 laps. That battle continues for the third spot. You've got Dennis Moore, who already has the green bar. He's advanced to the championship finale next week at Auto Club. Sean Breitzman in red. Sean Breitzman, number 7 seed. Winner last week, by the way. In the Wednesday series. Sean Breitzman able to pick up the win at the Kentucky Speedway, which it's a track that's kind of similar, if you will, to Las Vegas. Mile and a half. And we got green flag pit stops. Here comes William Fletcher on pit road. William Fletcher, first man in. Any other takers? Not yet. Pit window's going to be opening up, though. As all the while we pick up Toby Ritters now. Toby Ritters, solid top 5 tonight for the driver in that Quinn Racing Chevrolet. Another good run for the driver. Consistency, if you will. Here comes Ryan Bloom. Ryan Bloom on pit road. So we're starting to see green flag pit stops start to finally take place here. And obviously it'll be the money stop as well. Here comes Paulison in. Paulison's coming in. Stephen Paulison on pit road. Nobody up in the top 5 yet, but here comes Sean Brightsman now. Sean Brightsman, I think he's trying to go in for the undercut. Sean Brightsman pulling on pit road before the other leaders do. Here comes the 46 in. You've also got Frank Harris in. Brett Johnson is in. Pit stops underway. Johnson already off pit road. Johnson, Brightsman. Here comes now Kevin Smith coming in. Kevin Smith, Dan West Jr. right behind him. Good on the binders. DWJ. He might get busted for a speeding penalty if not. Kevin Smith, Dan West Jr. Ritters will now be the new leader in 23. Dennis Moore's on pit road. Green flag pit stops. Jeff Stab now on pit road in 24. I think Jeff Stab now was trying to go for the gamble, hoping for a caution. It ain't happening. Not yet, at least. And these green flag pit stops is scattering everybody now around the 1.5 mile Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Here comes Toby Ritters now. He led a lap, he gives up a lap, he comes on pit road. Last time on pit road, lap number 46. And Kevin Smith is going to cycle back around as the leader again of this race. Kevin Smith, Dan West Jr., Brightsman and Dennis Moore pick right up where they left off. Boy, Dennis Moore. Oh man, it looks like Dennis Moore. The word I was looking for is it's kind of mirror driving. Sean Brightsman, any move he makes inside or outside, Moore throws the block on him. That's for 3rd and 4th. By the way, strategy-wise, 10 trucks on the lead lap. They've all pitted, and Jeff Stab now is still 1 lap down. Even after he pitted, when they did, he's still 1 lap down. So good strategy there to try to hold on as we approach closing in on lap 100. 40 laps to go when they come to the line this time by. Kevin Smith, Dan West Jr. Bottom of the racetrack, there's the battle, 40 laps to go. Kevin Smith, Dan West Jr. right there with one another. There you see Brightsman and Moore. Then you got about 8-9 seconds back to Ryan Bloom. 9-10 seconds back to Toby Ritters. 12 seconds back to Paulison and Harris. 19 seconds back to Fletcher to the leaders. 21 seconds back at the top 10 to Johnson to the leaders. Those are your 10 trucks on the lead lap. Jeff Stab now, 1 lap down. These 4 drivers about to go again here around Vegas. Dan West Jr. back to the lead in the 55. He needs a win to advance to the championship for a 2-time and back-to-back champion at that. He did it in 2020 and 2021. For the 55 out of Shelton, Washington, Dan West Jr. in the truck. Kevin Smith looking for win number 7 in his career and to punch himself into the championship 4. With a win, it's a guarantee. He came into this race 4th. on the cutoff. Top 4 transfer. A win automatically gets you the green bar, knowing you can race for the championship. Dan West Jr. in red at the bottom of the top 8. Or the bottom of the top 4. The cutoff is what I'm going to say. Cutoff line. But with a win, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Top 4 right there with one another. Closing in on lap 100. This time by. Here comes the field to the line. 100 laps in, 34 to go here at Virtual Las Vegas. Kevin Smith. Staying to the top spot. Dennis Moore. Oh, I'm sorry, that's for second. My apologies. Dan West Jr. in the lead. Kevin Smith in second. Dennis Moore, that's in front of his tailgate. On board, look at Sean Brightsman peeking in. Inside, outside. Look at Dennis Moore. He's literally just throwing the block on Brightsman. Any move that he makes. And you can't blame Dennis Moore whatsoever. He's trying to do what he's got to do to at least try to push one of his teammates. Obviously, Kevin Smith, the boss of Win Racing. To a win. Dan West Jr. is teammates with Sean Brightsman. He's in the middle of a Win Racing sandwich. Team LSRTV, the bread, with West and Brightsman. As they hit the back straightaway, Dan West Jr. holding on to the spot. Kevin Smith. Dennis Moore, Sean Brightsman. There you see them right there. The 4 drivers trying to fight it out to go to the championship 4. One man already in the dance, the black 44 in third. Dennis Moore, his truck. He's already going to Auto Club. We're at Vegas Wednesday night for the penultimate race of the year, the final race of the round of 8 of round 3 for the Northwest CLICKIT RV Fix Series. We're back at Auto Club next Monday and Wednesday night to crown the champion. Season 10 for the Northwest Truck, Season 4 for the Northwest Fix Series. Bloom on the racetrack. He's 10 seconds but back. Got a battle going on amongst him with another Win Racing teammate, Toby Ritters. Top 4 nestled with one another. They are 10 seconds back. And there you see you see Brian Bloom. Winner last week, by the way, New Hampshire. Punching his ticket into the championship 4 race at Auto Club. Right now, just kind of riding and driving. Toby Ritters, another consistent drive for the driver of the number 23. Of course, Toby Ritters is trying to salvage whatever he can get from tonight. Driver 14th in the all-time list, the 23 Chevrolet, 174th start tonight. 1 win in his Northwest career. 12 top 5s, 62 top 10s. Toby Ritters, unless something happens, going to fall short in making the final 4 for the championship. "25 laps to go." And they're now being mired by lap traffic. That's Devin West. What might have been for the 5 of Devin West from Shelton, Washington. Problems on the start. And now he's in this fight with all these top 4 trucks battling. Here comes Kevin Smith. Win Racing, LSRTV, battling for the lead, for the win, for the spot to the championship 4. And Dan West Jr. will not back away. At the stripe, give it to West by maybe half a fender. .001 at the line. Devin West now getting some company. Dennis Moore for the block on the 5. Win Racing gaining up on the leader. Here comes Moore to help Smith to the lead. Dan West Jr. by himself, Sutherland out to dry on the bottom. Dan West Jr. says, I'll do it on my own. Dennis Moore throwing the block on Devin West, the truck. 6 laps down, but trying to help his father in a draft. Side by side, Kevin Smith on the bottom. Dan West Jr. now alongside, and here comes Sun West to help. Sean Brightsman losing ground on these drivers. He's fell back about a 3/4 of a second down to the line. Dan West Jr. again at the stripe. Kevin Smith. A little push from Dennis Moore. Can't help it. West stays to the outside. Dennis Moore pushed out of line. Dennis Moore. Bonsai's bottom of the racetrack. Comes back up in the fight alongside Sean Brightsman. We're going to try to see if we can get a replay of this one. We might go double box. Here's a replay. Watch this. Dennis Moore trying to help Kevin Smith. And oh, maybe a little contact. Devin West into Moore. And he falls all the way back to 4th now, 3/4 of a second behind the leaders. There they are with Brightsman. And meanwhile, son Devin West laps down in this fight, trying to help his dad win the race, win, and hold off Kevin Smith to go to the championship 4. 20 to go here in Las Vegas. Are you kidding me? A lap machine, multiple laps down, trying to change the outcome of this finish. And why? Because it's his father, it's family, father, son, West. Kevin Smith had help at one time, and Dennis Moore. And now he's doing it on his own. Kevin Smith powering back to the lead. Pulls up in front of Dan West Jr. Goes back to the lead with the Nellis straightaway in the turn 3 with 19 to go. Going at it now for the finish, and all this was happened to allow. This has happened to allow Dennis Moore and Sean Brightsman to run back down the top 3. Or the top 2 plus a lap machine is what I meant to say. By the way, Jeff Stapp now still 1 lap down. Could there be a caution brewing here? I thought we were going to have it with Dennis Moore. 18 laps to go. 18 to the finish here at Las Vegas. Dan West Jr. down below the apron, trying to run down Smith. Smith now clears him by about a truck length or 2. Dennis Moore back in the fight, trying to battle Dan West Jr. for second. Dennis Moore was trying to help his boss. Kevin Smith go to the lead for the win. And you see what Kevin Smith said he did, I'll do it on my own. But now Dennis Moore right back in the battle again for second. Dan West Jr. Devin West right there, Sean Brightsman. 4 trucks in a tandem of one another as they work in the corner. 15 laps to go. Settle in for the finish. We'll step away real quick and pause for 10 seconds of network identification. The Northwest Playoffs finale on deck from Vegas next on CRN.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
15, make it 14 laps to go when they come back to the start-finish line. Welcome back to Sim City Virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I'm Wesley Outland. I'm in solo with you all night long, but we're coming to the end of it now. And what a battle brewing. 120 laps on the board, 14 remaining. Kevin Smith is the leader for Win Racing. Kevin Smith came into this race the number 4 seed, the final spot to make it in by virtual points. Devin West, the number 3 seed, a bad night, handful of laps down. Trying all he can to help his father climb the ladder of success and punch himself into the championship 4. I think Devin West knows he could be out of it. We'll find out when it all shakes down at the end. Dan West Jr. was the first truck on the outside looking in 5th. Brightsman, 7th. Ritters, 6th. Jeff Stabnow, 8th, and he's in 11th, 1 lap down. Praying, hoping to see a yellow flag to try to put him back in the game again. Right now, we've got 12 laps to go here at Las Vegas. And the battle is for the win as Dan West Jr. starting to lose ground on Kevin Smith now. Kevin Smith has got help with Win Racing's Dennis Moore behind him. Devin West now getting around Father Dan. I think Devin's faster than his dad. I think he thought I was holding him up. A 2-time back-to-back series champion in Dan West Jr. There's Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith wins this race. He'll join Dennis Moore and Ryan Bloom to go to the championship 4. Then it will tally out by virtual points who will make into that final spot. A win and you're in. Kevin Smith knows that. He's got help with Win Racing's teammate, Dennis Moore, who's already in the show. 10. Now make it 9 to go. Single digits on the board now here in Vegas. Understanding that possibly, hypothetically here, by math in our head and writing this down quickly, the final 4th spot would go to Dan West Jr. Possibly. Right now as it stands. Kevin Smith in blue, trying to go to green. And all these drivers will be battling for the championship. Next, Monday night, to wrap up season 10, the Northwest Truck Series. Been going on for about 8 years now, season 10. First couple of seasons, they used to run multi-seasons together in the year. 6 laps to go when they come to the line this time by. They're on the Nellis straightaway. Things kind of settle down here now. I wonder if Dan West Jr. used his truck up, trying to battle Kevin Smith. Fell back. Dennis Moore, boy, he comes so close to having that contact with Dan West Jr. and bonsaiing, spinning on the back stretch. But he was below the apron. He was able to get right back up to speed, never let off the throttle, and powered right back up in where he's new 2-spot. A flag-to-flag caution race tonight so far. 5 laps to go. 7.5 miles to be exact remaining. They'll be coming on the line. It'll be 6 miles remaining when they take forward to go at the stripe. Single file, still right there. Dennis Moore. He's not trying to make any move whatsoever to battle Kevin Smith for the win, for the lead. He's like literally being a flanker. He's being a wingman. He's being a blocker. To anybody that makes the move to try to come to the 00's aid, he's there. 3 laps to go now. Lap 131 on the board. Dennis Moore looking high, looking low. Stays right there and follows what Kevin Smith does. This time he got a little high. This might open the door to Devin West. Devin West in this fight, multiple laps down, 5 laps down, 6 laps down. Trying to help his father, Dan. We're thinking mathematically Dan West Jr. might get the number 4 spot. Time running out, 3 miles remain, 2 to go here at Sim City. Kevin Smith continuing to work the lead down the back straightaway. And the 00, Dennis Moore now starting to power on. The momentum on Smith. Powers away from Devin West. Now he follows about a truck length behind. Follows the 00 for Win Racing. Kevin Smith looking for win number 7 of his career if he gets it done. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go in Las Vegas. Final time around. Into turn number 2. Down the Nellis straightaway for the final time. Dennis Moore, who's in the championship 4, along with Ryan Bloom. 3 out of the 4 drivers are from Win Racing. They always say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, except for this win. Put yourself into the championship 4. Win Racing's Kevin Smith wins here at Flag to Flag, Las Vegas. Teammate Dennis Moore stayed right there as a wingman and pushed the 00 to the win. Dan West Jr. will 3rd be enough to at least put a team LSRTV truck in. Unofficially, we're being told yes. And for guys like Sean Brightsman, which are being needed about 14 more points, Toby Ritters and Jeff Stabnow, Devin West, their hopes are done until next year. Kevin Smith, blue bar turns green. Dennis Moore with a slam in for the Northwest high 5 salute. Here comes Ryan Bloom, and those are your 3 trucks, along with possibly Dan West Jr., who will battle it out. Toby Ritters comes in. Solid top 5 finish again for consistent Toby Ritters. And the Northwest high 5 salute is more of a Win Racing celebration than anything here at Las Vegas. A lot of drivers are going to be heartbroken. A lot of drivers are going to be furious that they're out. What might have been for others, jubilation and win number 7 in his career for Kevin Smith. In addition to that, for this year, Kevin Smith will pick up his 4th win overall in the season. Kevin Smith is the winner. Dennis Moore will play blocker, wingman, flanker for 2nd. He's in the championship 4. Dan West Jr., unofficially, we're believing will be official. He will be 4th into the final 3. that win races to go to the championship 4 next week at Auto Club is third tonight. Sean Brightsman, fourth. Toby Ritter's again, top 5. Ryan Bloom, Stephen Paulus, and Frank Harris. Brett Johnson, another solid top 10. William Fletcher, 1 lap down in the top 10 as well. Rest of the rundown, including Jeff Stabnow, Stephen Bartlett, Devin West, who was a factor, though 6 laps down in the race to determine the outcome. 13th, he's out for a championship. Roy Grande and Carl Burke. Virginia811.com. Call before you dig. Race summary one more time to dig with care. No cautions. This race, 134 green flag laps. No yellow flag whatsoever. 9, count them, 9 lead changes at the finish. Coming up, the Press Box Motorsports Podcast race post-race show. We will grab the podium and we'll unveil the final 4. It's sounding like Dennis Moore, Ryan Bloom, Kevin Smith tonight, and possibly Dan West Jr. We'll battle it out. We'll wait till it's official. We'll have more in just a moment from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Post-race interviews are next. We've got a shocker for you and as an update coming up here as we also grab the top 3 podium for the Press Box Motorsports Podcast post-race update. Believe it or not, this is why we kept saying the word unofficial. We know Dennis Moore, Kevin Smith, and obviously Ryan Bloom are going to be going to the Championship 4 finale. But as we grab the top 3 podium, I'm going to leave you out of suspense here because it is official now. Dan West Jr., though finishing in 3rd, his son Devin was right there with him by virtue of points. They were tied. They had to go back to the most, was it wins? By the most recent finishes. Devin West beat out his father. Devin West, even 6 laps down at the end of this race, finishing 13th, is in the Championship 4 finale. We'll grab a word with the drivers on the podium, and at first it'll be Dan West Jr. Dan, obviously, man, if you're going to get beat out by somebody, you know, I guess it's your son, your take of this race this season, and obviously, what a battle there, caution-free here in Vegas to try to put yourself into the Final 4.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for Devin. I think he's going to do a good job and represent us very well. I thought the race was a blast. It was smooth. It was fun. It went over, you know, no cautions, went by pretty quick. I just was making some adjustments there as the race went on, and I didn't hit the right adjustment at the end there. But for the most part, I felt like the guys put together a pretty good truck, and I appreciate all the effort.
I got to ask you this question. Do you think that's the reason, honestly, Dan, why Devin was racing you as hard as he was? I mean, it also seemed like he was trying to help you get up to the front, try to battle with Kevin Smith for the win. But obviously, do you think he knew that, you know, hey, man, I got to hang with Dad. If I could at least try to be within his crosshairs, get around him, then I got a chance to go to the Final 4.
Yeah, I don't think that was his mindset at all. I mean, because it didn't really make any difference if he was in front of me or behind me. He was just trying to help me, you know, compete for the win. But actually, it was hindering me having him on my tailgate because I was pretty loose. So once he got by me, it was actually my truck neutraled out, and we kind of wished we would have put him out in front of me to begin with.
Well, Bud, what do you do next week going into the final race of the year at Auto Club? Do you help your son push to a championship, or do you just try to finish out and get another win for the year?
I think these guys, these top 4 guys that are in there, have all earned it, and I don't really want to be part of. If I can help in a drafting way, then yeah. But as far as I want them guys to battle it out and, you know, let be the champion be. But I'll go into the next race just like any other race and have fun with my friends and go racing.
All right, buddy. Before I let you go, thank your sponsors.
I like to thank Effective Web Solutions, LSRTV, CRN Sports, CLICKIT RV, Wesley, everything you do up there in the booth, and my team. They put a lot of hours in and a lot of time, and I appreciate their help. So let's go get them.
There you go. There's the thoughts again of Shelton Washington, Dan West Jr., 2-time series champion, obviously going to fall short and be in the number 5 spot when it's all said and done. His son will be in that 4th final spot for the Championship 4 next week at Auto Club. Let's go to the runner-up of the race. He knows he's battling for a championship. Win Racing, 3 out of 4 drivers, including Ryan Bloom, winner last week at New Hampshire. Dennis Moore, you won the opening 2 rounds, man. I don't want to say that you were trying to push the boss, Kevin Smith, to the win, but man, it looked like there were times where literally you were trying to play blocker and not let anybody get around him. You wanted to have a Win Racing teammate up there, and that's exactly what you did. 2nd place tonight.
I wouldn't say I was necessarily blocking for Kevin, but you know, I'm not going to push him. I'm not going to push him as hard as I would somebody else. You know, like Dan said, if we got underneath the tailgate of the truck in front of us, it just got nasty loose. Kevin did a great job, didn't get loose at all that last run there. Overall, it was a fun race. No cautions. I made a mistake at the beginning of the race, hit the wall entering 1, but the truck seemed to rebound pretty good, and it was a fun battle. A lot of fun racing Sean there. We probably raced side by side for 15-20 laps, and neither of us touched each other. So that's what it's all about. These guys are so good, and it's just fun getting out here to race with these guys.
I'll tell you what, too, Dennis, man, yeah, I think you guys kind of fooled me and Charles, our producer, because he told me, he's like, hey, man, you're going to be calling this race solo tonight, but it's going to be filled with action. They're going to be bumping. There's probably going to be crashes. And I'm watching practice and watching you guys act like you're in the funny papers. When you guys dropped the green rag, that just wasn't the case. Was it the respect that was made because you knew that if you got to somebody's back bumper, they could easily spin around, and y'all just didn't want to let that happen tonight?
Yeah, exactly. I think in practice, everybody's pushing as hard as they can to see what the limit is. The first 15 laps, it would get loose with somebody behind you, but after that, it was just snappy loose off the 4 especially. After last week's race, we had, 14 cautions. I think we could go green flag for the next one.
Next week, every man for themselves. What you going to do?
Well, I'm going to be hunting elk in Colorado, so I will not be there.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir. So, the other 3 obviously all deserve the championship. I'd love to be there and compete for the championship. It's been a great year. Kevin, Ryan, Toby, everybody else in the league. It's been so much fun racing these guys, and I look forward to next year.
Man, I can't believe this. Is there a way that you could forfeit your position and maybe give it to the next man on the bottom of the totem pole and say Dan West Jr. get a chance to go to the championship 4?
I don't know. I'm just a driver. I don't make those decisions. But
wow.
It's a little disappointing, but I knew going into the season that date I was going to be gone, and then I made the final 4, so it is what it is.
Well, man, whatever it is, it's been great working with you this year, following you this year, obviously. Before I do let you go, thank your sponsors, Dennis. We'll miss you next week.
Yeah, I appreciate it. First and foremost, CLICKIT RV sponsored the league, sponsored the team. Kevin, call him, go up there, get an RV from him or whatever he's got going on up there. But everybody in Northwest Racing Series, you guys, LSRTV, and especially my teammates, Ryan, Toby, Kevin. It was a lot of fun this year. Well, thank you, guys.
There you go. Dennis Moore again, and it sounds like he's not going to be here with us, of course, next week as well. So good run for him this year. The driver, Dennis Moore, will come into the race, the number 2 seed, 6 wins, 4 poles, 16 top 5s, 24 top 10s. Hell of a year for one of the drivers of Win Racing. Victory lane, Kevin Smith, you're on the outside looking in. You needed a win. You got a win. Win number 7 of your career, 34th top 5, 78th top 10, and you're most importantly in the championship 4. 3 out of 4 drivers, count Dennis Moore in action next week, for Win Racing in the championship 4 this year. Man, what's going through your mind? What a great job tonight at Las Vegas.
Well, I think first I thought I was going to be having this conversation last week. I felt like I should have punched my ticket last week, and just that was unfortunate with the 14 cautions and everything that was going on there. But led a lot of laps and had a dominant truck. We might have had that conversation last week, but no, super excited. Proud of this team, proud of the effort, proud of the sets, proud of all the time these guys put in. And, I'm just so glad tonight came down flag racing and no wrecks and just guys battling it out because just really felt like we needed that after last week.
Yeah, for sure. I know it was caution field and went into double overtime and all the things that we dealt with for sure. But, man, I think it just shows the, even it looked like you guys were, like we mentioned earlier, talking with with Dennis about how the trucks were just wicked loose and it looked like they could be crashing during practice. And whatever you guys did, y'all came together and the whole pack of trucks, even though less than 15, everybody just raced smartly, and it was a really good show. Now I gotta ask you, man. There were times where literally I thought you were kind of under the attack, under the gun. You had Devin West and Dan West Jr. Down on your tailgate, just trying to swallow you up and make a battle. Dan West and you guys, several laps were like literally hundreds of a second margin different at the line. Was the key to make him wear his truck out, make him get handily loose, and you basically just tried to play the cards to be in the right place, right time, and obviously get the win, Kevin?
Well, interestingly, I don't even know what happened to Devin. I haven't heard, but early on, Devin got got some issue or problem, and he fell to the back of the field, and that kind of instantly changed things,
Yeah.
because he was ahead of me in the points, and then it's kind of Dan and I racing that out. So my goal kind of going into the race was just kind of mark Dan and stay close, and but that kind of set a different tone, and it kind of felt like maybe Dan and I could both get in. I didn't realize it was that close. But anyways, no, I just it was just hard racing. I wanted to kind of just see what their trucks would do over a run. They could have the lead, they could do what they wanted there. But as I saw them kind of working free, I made some passes and got to the lead, and then I got free. So as Dan said, it was kind of better to be in the second hole. The second hole, the truck handled a lot better. But anyways, just proud of this group, proud of this gang. I'm super excited to get the win tonight and move on.
Yeah, Kevin, I was gonna say, man, what does it mean for you to be the boss in racing and having three? And I obviously know Dennis Moore's not going to be there now, but 3 out of 4 drivers at least made it in from Win Racing to the championship 4 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a product of what we've been doing all season. I think Dennis has 6 wins, Ryan 6 wins. I think maybe that makes 4 for me. We've won a bunch of races and had fast trucks and been competitive every week. I mean, I think we won all the races here in the last stint here to the playoffs, and all of us could have won multiple times within this last 4 races. So we feel good going into next week. We'll finish up a good set and give Devin everything we have, because he's super tough.
Sponsors, buddy. Sponsors on the number 00, bud. And obviously we want to say thank you for being the title sponsor for the Northwest Series as well.
Yeah, obviously CLICKIT RV. I work for an amazing organization and just a great company to allow me to go up there and do this and help you guys, help our team, help the series. I want to thank my teammates. They're just absolutely fantastic. They put in the work, they put in the time, they build fast sets. Super proud of those guys and the work they put in this year, and results really proved out. And you guys, LSRTV, just amazing broadcast and just a ton of fun. To watch those back, and some of them are a lot easier to watch back than others, but tonight will be a good one. I think I'll probably have a beer and watch this race. And then obviously the admins, Jeff and Sean, just put on a hell of a series, and it's super competitive. The guys we race with in this series are just amazing racers, and it made me a better racer, and just a heck of a season. So just look forward to next week and settling this. It's been a long year. I think we're all a little bit tired, and just looking forward to getting Ryan and Devin and duking this out, along with all the other guys. There's so many guys that go there next week, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Ryan Bloom, Dennis Moore, Devin West, and the winner tonight, Kevin Smith, will all battle it out. 3 out of 4 from Win Racing. Dennis Moore obviously going to go, what did you say, elk hunting, I think it was? We have 3 of the 4, unless there's a loophole and they bring in another driver. I don't know. Maybe Dan West Jr. might get the buy-in to go in. I kind of hate that Dennis Moore's not going to be able to finish it out. But anyhow, Win Racing, 3 out of their 4, again in the championship 4 for next Monday night at the virtual Auto Club Speedway for the championship of Season 10 for the Northwest CLICKIT RV Truck Series. And, of course, the Northwest CLICKIT RV Fixed Series will be in action here at Las Vegas on Wednesday night. And what'd you say, Charles? Hey, Devin, man, did you even realize you were going to make it into the Final Four?
No, I tried to get last, but I failed. Now I made it into the playoffs, so here we are.
Man, what was the take of the race tonight? Obviously, the truck. Matter of fact, Kevin Smith was asking the question, what happened to Devin? What happened to you out there? Obviously, you got loose, slammed into the safer barrier in the early going, and fell a handful of laps down.
Yeah, I just obviously had confidence in the truck in that early part of the run. Thought the truck would be pretty good. Locked down from practice, and it just wasn't. Caught me off guard, and I just cannot save it. So I don't know. Bummer running the entire race 5 laps down, and the caution really sucked. I feel like I was stopping the track backwards, but oh well.
I got to ask you this question, and if a lot of people don't remember the story or the ride that the 5 had all year, there was a time where you missed a lot of races because of family or work or school or real racing, because you're a real racer out of Shelton, Washington. What does it mean to somehow at the end of this crazy storyline, even though 6 laps down at the end of this race, find a way to break through and make the championship for a championship next Monday night?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, obviously, yeah, it's a long season. I mean, I think, March when the season starts? Feels like forever ago. And also, it's been a pretty roller coaster ride. Got a few wins there for a little bit. And it's been a long time since I've been to Victory Lane, a few months, I think. And so I don't know. It's going to be tough next week. I mean, these guys are so fast at Win Racing. Even when you try to win, it's like I still can't win. So I don't know. It's been a roller coaster. I'm happy to be here. I hate that Dad didn't make it. I feel like I gave it away tonight. I don't deserve to be here. He does, but that's racing. So, oh well.
Well, buddy, before we let you go, thank your sponsors, Devin.
Yeah, so you guys in the booth, like Kevin said, you guys put on a great show. I like to go back and watch when I can. It's always fun to go back and watch to see how it unfolded from a different point of view. Then obviously LSRTV, like I said, you guys. Then the team, Jeff, Sean, Brett, Dad, John, those guys. Just like I say it every single week, but I mean it. I mean, those guys are just a blast to be around. Then Effective Web Solutions, Kenny System Hardwood, and Motion Distributing.
There you go. There's the thoughts of Shelton, Washington's Devin West, by the way. He's the number 4 seed moving into the race again. All right, so there you know. There they are. Ryan Bloom, Dennis Moore, though it sounds like he's going to be absent next Monday night. Kevin Smith and Devin West are the final 4 drivers at the end of the rainbow for the chance at a championship. I don't know if there's any loopholes since Dennis Moore can't be there. If the next number gets in, I don't know. We'll have to find out. But obviously, Dennis Moore did a phenomenal job this year as well to put himself into the championship for second with 6 wins, obviously. And, of course, Kevin Smith, the top dog here tonight at the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway, winning to make it in. 3 out of the 4 drivers from Win Racing. Should be a fun storyline, however it shapes out, whether it's those 3 drivers or they bring in another 4th and 4 championship men battle it out. It's been a good one tonight here in Las Vegas. We're back here again for the Northwest CLICKIT RV Fixed Series finale as well for the round of 8 into the championship at Auto Club next week as well. Missed joining with Jason Rockefeller, Terry Radford, Cody Demers, all the people I've worked with in the past. Hopefully I did okay being solo. For everybody at Team LSRTV and CRN, thanks John Reitzman, Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten, I'm Wesley Outland. Good job, Kevin Smith. Win Racing tonight wins flag to flag at Vegas. Good night. We're on to the championship next week at Auto Club.